I'm back. Let's talk about that. Oh my god. It has been far, far, far too long. My hair has gotten a lot longer since I last saw y'all. So, hello. I'm back again. I have so much stuff planned. David's coming over next weekend. We're gonna do so much fun stuff. It's gonna be so great. I'm so excited. I have so many ideas. We're gonna do so much stuff. Again, like I said, I'm so excited. So if you guys are ready for some very, very cool stuff, stay tuned, because that's going to be coming out. School might have beaten my soul to death, but it hasn't gotten to my YouTube channel yet, dang it. So, we're doing another movie review. So I've reviewed a movie before, and although it was a nightmare to edit, it was still super fun. I really enjoyed it. It was super fun to look at after I was done, because I'm like, wow, this was a big project, and I actually got it done. And yeah, so I decided, hey, I'm gonna do it again. If you have watched the YouTuber Curtis Connor, then you likely know of the writer, director, and actor Neil Breen. And you also probably know the quality of his movies. So I went on to IMDb and I found one of Neil Breen's movies, and then I went into the little related section below that, and I just started going through, just circling through different Neil Breen movies, going back in time, forward, back, and yeah. And I eventually came across the gold star of bad movies. I think that this one is the best worst movie I have ever come across in my life. You thought that Diving In, that's what it was called? You thought Diving In was bad? This one, horrible. The movie that we will be reviewing today is called Birdemic: Shock and Terror. I'm sure by that title you can tell that this is a very riveting movie with a good story, good writing, and good actors. This movie was written and directed by a man named James Nguyen. It was made in 2010, and it took 4 years to be made. It had a budget of 10,000 US dollars, and it doesn't tell us how much it made at the box office, because I don't know where this was screened. An honorable mention before we begin the movie is James Nguyen tried to advertise for this movie by writing Birdemic on the side of his car. So he would drive around and it was the title of the movie, and then people would see it. Well, he accidentally wrote Bidemic on the side of his car. Oh, one more thing before we start. I just want to make sure that there isn't any issues with any misunderstandings with editing and audio, because sometimes in this movie the audio just will stop. There will just radio silent, just yeah. I wanted to let you guys know that that is not my editing, me cutting anything out. That is the movie just cutting out the audio. Also, to my dad, I am so sorry for messing up your Amazon Prime searches by continuously searching Birdemic over and over again to find it every time I needed to watch it to do this video. Anyway, let's talk about the movie. It opens with one of the longest opening credits scene I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was at this moment that I knew that this would be the longest hour and 33 minutes of my entire life. After 3.5 minutes of opening credits, we get to see our main character, Rod. That's his name. Why? Couldn't tell you. Our first shot of Rod is he's walking down the street, and he is still walking down the street. And oh look, he's walking down the street with only the sounds of his and the cameraman's feet on the sidewalk. Now I'm going to show you the first bit of interaction, human-to-human conversation, if you will. Because, oh boy, it is just stellar.
Hi.
Here is the menu.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with you.
Oh my god, that was art, wasn't it? I don't know who. First of all, the dubbed hi, that will get me every time. This is what I meant when I said that this movie is the best worst movie ever. The cutting in and out of the audio between shots and between people talking, and the robotic nature of everyone in this movie. It doesn't get better. I got something in my eye. Oh my god. Ooh, he see pretty girl. So pretty girl leaves, so he follows. The audio cut from him on the street to the restaurant noises, and then back to the like normal sounds of him on the street. Like you heard the sounds of the kitchen and stuff like that, and then it cut back to like his walking noises. He tapped pretty girl on shoulder, and they're dating now.
Fashion model.
And a beautiful one, too.
So she leaves because she has an audition for a modeling job, but she gives him her card.
Here's my card.
So I'm sure you can see like how all of the lines, all of the acting, they're just back and forth. Like they could have a script behind the person's head, and that's how this would work. This could be a blind read. They might have walked onto set the first day, and the director was like, all right, here you go, here's your script. And they were like, oh, okay, so when should we have this learned by, stuff like that. And he was like, oh, we're running through the whole movie today, and the other 3 years are going to be the editing. I don't think that the budget was large enough that they could rent out places, so like there are people like around just doing a normal life. I don't know how like common this is in California, but to just see people just shooting movies everywhere. Imagine. That's a thought, isn't it?
Flocks of seagulls and crows were found dead in downtown San Jose and along Highway 101. The crows and seagulls also caused an accident on Highway 101 near the First Street exit. Authorities are investigating the cause of their death.
So he's watching the news, and here we get our first like little piece of thing. It's like, oh, it's hinting to like a bunch of birds like being like dead and stuff. Like, oh, what's going on? And that means if birds are dead, that means if they caused an accident and they're dead on the highway, that means that, oh no, that can only mean one thing. They're out to get us.
In other news today, the population of polar bears is declining rapidly due to the melting of sea ice in the Arctic. As the sea ice melts, the polar bears are forced to move farther north. Although some have survived.
This is another part that I would like to add in about this movie. It's not just a movie about birds trying to kill people. Oh, I don't know if I had mentioned that. That's what the movie's about. It's not just about birds that are like murderous and try to kill people. It's also like a movie like, oh, technology bad. Ow. You'll see that much later when they're talking to some guy on a pier. Seriously? Who did they hire for this movie? Who can't, like, turn off a TV normally? That is, like, one of the most mundane tasks, and yet he manages to do it like an alien being told how to act like a person. Who stands up like this, grabs the remote with a straight arm and leaves their donut with one bite on the table. Okay, so I just filmed a segment where I talked through this upcoming scene here. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cut that out because there's so much. Here, I'll summarize it for you. It's literally him leaving his house, grabbing keys, getting in car, backing out of the driveway, driving halfway down the street, stopping. Then we get a shot of him stopping, pulling into somewhere. Oh, where is it? It's a gas station. We get a 10-second shot of the gas station logo. Then he pumps gas, gets back in his car, and then we have a scene of it's just a highway montage, just on the highway. What's it like to drive to work? Now you know. And then he finally gets out of his car at his place of work. You could have cut that into the time it took me to say all of that. You did not need a 3-minute commute scene.
Can we close the deal today? Can I place your order today? Great, thanks. We appreciate your business. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Now, if you saw that happening at an office building, that exact thing that I just did, would you think that I'm excited, or would you think that I wanted to jump out a window?
What's with all the noise?
What's with all the noise? Hey, I messed up that line there. Should we go back and redo it? Nah, you're fine. You're fine. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. It shows the naturalness of stumbling over the words that someone told you to say. Okay?
I'm proud of you.
I love the special effects in these movies. You'll see it more as the movie continues, but oh my gosh, I love these special effects. Because I know that I wouldn't be able to do any better special effects wise. That is photoshopped in. Oh my god! Do you know what that face is? It's the I'm Radio Rebel face. She did the I'm Radio Rebel face before a Radio Rebel was ever Radio Rebel. She walked so Radio Rebel could run. We got some of that lovely, just pure silence. I think that's what the movie industry is missing nowadays. Pretend everyone is deaf. You know, I think that's what we're missing in modern filmmaking. You know, there's always so much noise, there's music, there's dialogue. What about just pure silence for the whole shot? Avengers Endgame, just silence. No music, nothing, just people fighting, and all you hear is just... Anyway, I really don't have time to go over all of the bad stuff in this movie. I'm only 13 minutes in, and I've been recording for 40 minutes now. I really don't have enough time to go through all of the bad things, so I'm gonna skip forward a little bit, because there is so much bad that I cannot even begin to describe all of it. So basically, they just get set up on a dinner date, they have dinner. Again, dialogue is very, very wooden. At least it seems like the girl is trying to have conversation with Rod, but he is just not there. Like, he is a robot, and you can't convince me otherwise.
So why did you decide to go into sales?
I like sales. It fits my personality. Got started out as a software engineer. Hopefully, BS computer science. The company makes you pay by being bought out. Software development
Watch
was
football,
boring for me.
especially the 49ers.
And I felt that I was more of a sales and marketing type. So, I switched to a high-tech sales career.
That's interesting.
After Rod gets that big sale that we heard about where he went... Woo! After he gets that big sale, the company that he works for is like... Yes, Rod. My favorite part about that scene is that the clapping isn't synced. Here, I'll let you listen to it. It's wonderful because in between shots, there's different amount of clapping. And the clapping goes on for a very, very, very long time. And at one point in the movie, he claims that his car is a hybrid. And it's a Mustang.
On the other hand, Mass Solar's manufacturing process is simple, it's low cost, and it uses nanotechnology.
Movie doesn't know anything about science. Also movie. Nanotechnology. I love when a movie, like, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to science, and so the number one thing that they just do is, oh, I don't know how to explain it. Nanotechnology. How do solar panels use nanotechnology? How would a solar panel use... Because... Hold on. What is the definition of nanotechnology? It's the use of matter on an atomic, molecular, and supramolecular scale for industrial purposes. So could nanotechnology be used on a solar panel? Wow. They're right. Oh my god. They're right. Cut this all out. They can't know. No one can know that they were right about this. No one can know that I was wrong. Editor, which is me. Remember, cut this out. Oh god, makes me look like a bad person. That makes me look so cocky. So he and the woman, they go on another date. And so this time they stay in a hotel after the date. But oh no. What could that be outside? Is it birds? It's the birds. Now, what I'm about to show you is your first look at the CGI and special effects in this movie. I warn you, it is so realistic that it could be disturbing for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. I have nothing to say. I feel like this is the quality of CGI that I would be able to make after searching animated birds with transparent background on YouTube and just pulling up as many GIFs as I can. Also, I'm sure you noticed that they use the exact same bird sound over and over and over again. And so they look out the window and they're like, oh no, birds that are like up against the window. And so, of course, they do what any logical person would do, is they put on clothes and they walk outside. Their initial plan was to, after they saw the birds, put on clothes and walk outside, but they would go to their car. But he lost his car keys. So they go to the next room over. Their plan is that they go and they get the hooks from the motel, like the clothing hooks, and they hit them at the birds if they try to get close to them. Apparently that was like a last minute decision. Like they were already on set, but they made the decision to grab the clothing hangers on set. And now, time for my favorite scene of the entire movie. I'll let this one play out. Do with it what you will. This is my favorite thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Here they come. Open the door. Right, Hardy.
The idea that would work in a movie. I would have just gotten some guys to put fake birds on fishing hooks and just hold them like up over. And at least then they'd be actually hitting the birds. These birds are stationary, they're not moving. You already know that. You saw the clip. You can derive from it everything that I can. Except for why? Why? They had $10,000. I know that that's not a lot when it comes to developing movies. I get that. But at least I feel like hiring someone who knows what they're doing with CGI for this movie would cost a little less than $10,000. Anyway, they get into a car, they see a bunch of other cars on the side of the road, so they go over to the side of the road. There are two children in there that are trying to save the kids. What my favorite thing to think about is that this is on the side of a highway, like a normal highway. Like, they didn't rent out an area, they didn't stop the blocking of the street. That would cost more than the $10,000 budget that they had. So, there are these guys with these big guns grabbing children out from underneath cars and out of trunks and pulling them into a van and driving off, pointing their guns out the window, firing at nothing. Imagine what those people driving down the street were thinking. 'Cause that could be someone doing something really bad. But if they had a film crew there, then it just looks like a movie.
What's your name, sweetie? Susan. Well, we're gonna make this feel all better. Thank you. Thanks.
Also, the children Just, here, I finished bandaging you up. Thank you. I'm torn between thinking if they dubbed it or if that is just the noise that comes out of that child.
Thank you.
Imagine if you go to the doctor and you get a cast and just to make sure that the doctor knows that you are thankful, you hold up your arm. Like, this is how this kid, like, this is how they think that reality goes. Well, I got you all patched up. The cast should be on for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm sorry, I know that sucks, but if you didn't jump off the monkey bars claiming that you could do a sick flip onto a kickboard, then you might not have broken your arm. Thank you. So they all find some park outside and just start eating food outside because there weren't birds trying to murder you like 5 minutes ago. So it's just fine to eat outside. Just relax. Oh, I don't see the birds in the sky. They could be here in 2 minutes, but they probably followed us. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're having a moment here. What, we're eating sandwiches we stole from a gas station? The gas station employee was dead. What else were we supposed to do?
Hey, look. There's an old guy on the bridge.
That is my favorite piece of dialogue ever. Hey, look. There's an old guy on a bridge. What makes you think that he knows anything?
Hey, mister.
I love the idea that if you're having any life crisis, you can just go to your local lake or park or what have you, and if there's an old man on a bridge, you're like, that's the one! I gotta talk to him! He knows! He knows the secrets that I've been wanting to find out about myself, about my situation. Guys, if you're ever having a midlife crisis, an end-of-life crisis, heck, even a beginning-of-life crisis, honestly, anything can be a midlife crisis, because we don't know when we're gonna die. If you're ever having a crisis, just go to your park, find a man on a bridge, he'll know, he'll tell you.
You want to talk? Okay, all right. We'll talk.
Guys, this is Dr. Jones. How do you do?
Hi.
Hi. Sir, don't you...
Apparently, we get to finally learn what the issue is, what's causing all of this. Well, I can tell you that it is something that will be absolutely riveting.
Hi. Sir, don't you know that these birds are attacking people?
These birds?
Yes.
I love how she's so mad at him, like he's the one with the problem. Like, don't you know that these birds are attacking people? And that'd be like going up to somebody who like studies like big cats and tigers and going up to them and being like, don't you know that these cats, they'll kill people? It's like, yeah. Is that my problem?
No way, they're dead from the bird flu virus.
These birds are attacking people. No, they're not. They're dead. They can't attack people if they're dead. Everyone knows this. Birds can't attack you if they're dead.
I just tested their blood.
Then why are they attacking us?
I don't know. But what I do know is global warming.
So he goes, yeah, I tested their blood. They're infected. Well, then why are they attacking us? Oh, I don't know, but hey, global warming? That sounds bad. So it's your fault.
Global warming is causing these birds to attack?
No. I'm a scientist. I'm an ornithologist. I can't state any scientific fact without evidence. But there is scientific evidence to show that because of our burning of fossil fuels and creating greenhouse gases...
Hey, man, there's no evidence that these birds attacked you. You might have scars all over your body, but do you know what there is evidence of? The burning of fossil fuels. And it's bad. I mean, it is. But it's just the delivery that makes it so, I don't know, insincere.
In a few years, 40 species become extinct because of global warming. Here's an interesting research. In prehistoric times, birds did attack cave. We got aggressive.
So he talks a lot about, you know, how the birds and stuff, how global warming is the problem, but then he's like, well, in prehistoric times, birds attack cave people. So, I've got a gun.
I'm not worried about those black birds. They're not the dangerous animal. It's the human species that's dangerous.
We are the virus. So the two girls are out on a walk, so one of them could go to the bathroom, and so the girl turns away and is like, oh, I'll cover for you. And so she turns her back to the one that she's supposed to be covering, and then this happens.
Oh my god. She's dead.
So just like that, another main character they're literally shooting guns at windows of a 2-story bus. They're shooting guns at windows. What if they missed and hit one of the hostages inside? So apparently they shoot one of the birds and it explodes in Red Bull. So now they're all on the ground screaming. He drops his gun because they're covered in Red Bull and Red Bull's stinky. Then the birds come, they kill all the hostages that they work so hard to shoot from the outside of the bus.
Why are you hiding in the trees?
Well, this is my home. I live here.
So then when they're in the forest getting water, they run into a man who lives in the trees.
Oh, they won't. You're very safe here in the forest. Haven't you noticed those eagles seem to be going after people in their cars and gas stations? Besides, it's not the eagle that I worry about. It's the dry drought weather that's killing these trees. And global warming, it's the cause of dry climate and bark beetles and death of the trees and forest.
And then there's more stuff about him ranting about, oh, they don't attack the birds since they hate global warming. They attack people in cars and at gas stations. But if you're in the forest, they don't. But the forest is going to be gone soon because of global warming.
You take a look at that dead redwood up there. That was killed by a bark beetle.
Look at that dead redwood. The camera pans over and it shows pictures of completely living redwoods. Those are not even redwoods. Redwoods are thick. They're thick boys. They're very, very thick.
In a few years, they'll be gone. I hear a mountain lion. I gotta get back to my house. You better get to your car. It was very nice meeting you.
Oh no, I hear a mountain lion. I gotta go, guys. Don't come up to my house with me though. It won't fit us 5. You run along though. Good luck.
Fish.
I swear we're almost over. They're fishing on the beach now. Boom. Boom. Come on. Come on. You have to have editors that know how a gun works. And then the movie ends with them staring out into the ocean. Do you know why? Because right as he ran out of bullets, the birds just flew away. No explanation. They just left.
Look, they're leaving.
I guess they realized that they taught us a thing or two about global warming. Finally, that took so long. It is 4:36 now. And I started this filming at like 3 o'clock. Thank you all so much for watching this. Thank you for sticking around with me. I hope this isn't too long of a video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed making this no matter how much I will forever hate this movie and never ever ever watch it again. I will see you next time because I have videos coming up with David and stuff. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!